Alright, I wasn't planning on making a video, but here we are. So I've been playing Evolve 3D again, the painting, and there's a lot of editing tools now that has made building a lot easier, and so I kind of got back into it, kind of not. Um, their build increase for the limit or whatever, it's an actual block count now, which is very nice. I am able to push the limits of my builds now. So yeah. Uh, I just started recording because it just makes me very happy to see that my builds are still being used. I'm very happy about that. I wasn't expecting to see this, so it just made me smile. It made me just want to record a little bit on here. Um, right. Uh, I'm gonna. I guess I'll show you what I've been working on here. I'll cut to the menu. Ooh, that you see that there? That's exactly the problem I wanted to address with this is the latest version of the pitfall trap I have. I think I've showcased it before, but see how it gets caught on the edge, that piece of food there? I made it so that this opens up entirely, and so it only gets caught on maybe that, and these rise up to try to push it in. So yeah, that's what I've been working on there. Yeah. Anyway. That's what I tried to solve with that outlet there. That is the potion version of the pitfall trap. Anyway, so what I worked on mainly is the sandworm. I love sandworm builds so much. I've made so many as you guys have seen, all the digging stuff. So here's the original build just repainted. This is the original build repainted. I did steal this headpiece from another build, but then I modified it to my own desires because I wanted to create something, you know, of my own. And with this new building limit stuff, you can actually build up to 1350. So I made this. I basically just copy and pasted the segments to make it longer, but it looks pretty good. I hollowed out this back section because the block count was getting heavy, but it's it still works too. It works pretty good. I'm actually gonna change up a little bit of the stomach volume. I want to have at least like 200 stomach size, just cause it's a giant leviathan of a sandworm from Dune kinda. So I want it to have like a very high metabolisms. Therefore, I don't even have to surface if I don't want to. I also want to increase the amount of like vegetation I can eat, because right now I only have one thing. So I figured I might as well add more and maybe add it to the bottom here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to exchange some HP for that though, so it's not gonna be great because I'm already using, as you can see, stuff here. I've already got shells in place, so yeah, I'm just gonna be building, and since I cannot edit right now, it's just gonna be me talking, commentary. Not my strong suit, but here we are. Right, so what I'm thinking is I can just do maybe 4 herb mouths here. It kind of takes away from my eating power, but I don't know where else to put it really, other than like inside where the intestines are. But then that would take away my appetite, and I have only 2.5. Actually, it looks like there's muscle there. Hold on, let me. That's one thing I don't like. You used to be able to do that. Let's see here. We got muscle here. We'll just remove the layer here. Oh, so we have muscle here, not intestine. Okay, that would actually make things a lot easier. So we just simply do, I guess this, and then we flip it so that does that, and then we do that, and then we put in just uh, mouths, I guess. Perfect. Wow, yeah, that works. And the block count is the same, and I have more appetite actually. Wow. I can place in more stomachs. Cool, 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 cool. It does make me want to place something. I mean, it's fine. It's alright. It looks cooler now. I like it. For the paint, I went for a camouflage kind of deal, so that it looks like it's in its natural habitat when it's underground, because, you know, I want it to look pretty cool. Yeah. I think the size plot is 9 by 9 by 49, somewhere around that range, 49 to 52 range. I can't exactly remember, but yeah, it's just what I've been working on. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to put stomachs in this thing. So, how much torque do I have? Torque is very key, I will admit. Torque is very key in this build to make it very mobile. So I hate to get rid of torque, and fins are my best option here. So let's place one there, and then place one there, then paint them, right? And then I have 0.5 appetite again. So yeah, not great. So we're gonna have to be removing intestines because I don't want to ruin any of the torque and speed. So intestines is the option here. Or I could be removing shells like so. I don't really want a hollowed out build, which is the problem really. I don't like hollowed out builds. So I'm trying to stay away from that. This is hollowed out because, you know, block limit and stuff, but yeah. Um, right. Uh, I would want two more blocks up here if that were possible. Uh, we have appetite to lose though, so I could just get rid of that, get rid of that, and then place in this and that. I don't know how I'm gonna get to 200. I really want to get that 200 mark. I think I'm just gonna destroy the intestines and then see what I'm left with, honestly. Boom, 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 boom. What is it? Boom, boom. Yeah, and then we're just gonna do that up there to make it look cool. Now I need to figure out how to place in 40 more stomachs. This is gonna be great. And we have, the appetite is in fact stacking, so not great. Not great at all. Um, I mean, I gotta hollow things out. I didn't want to do this, but I kind of gotta do it. Um, let's see here. We want structural shell. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. And I do this kind of thing with all my builds, mainly off camera because it's just tiny changes, but I make these tiny changes just to, you know, make it feel a little better. Why is that disconnected? Is that broken? Um, oh, what the heck, man? Stomach, stomach. Okay, now I'm over the block limit. What happened? Where did that extra block come from? Ah, there. Um, right. We're gonna have to do some more hollowing out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it's gonna cost me HP, but I think over 1,000 HP is alright for any build. You don't really need more than that. With 1,000 HP, you can escape your attacker and find a way to despawn and save your DNA. But I have a lot of DNA, so I don't really mind losing DNA at this point. So, yep. And then we remove this, 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 this. I've come to enjoy builds that are not like they're functional builds that can do things, but at the same time they're not really juggernauts. You know, they're not made for combat. And I enjoy that a lot more than all this stuff. I go with the primary color I want to go with for this build is a darker color because it looks better in the water. Uh, but I mix in some light colors occasionally because the texture of the rock is mixed with, I believe, slate, Roblox slate material and stone. So yeah, I wanted to have a camo pattern like that. And then I'll go back here, get some lighter colors, sprinkle it in a little bit there. Yeah, sprinkle that in and call it good. Yeah, cool, 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 cool. So with that, we have 30 appetite to mess around with, and let's hope that will cover what I intend to do. Boom, 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 boom. We're also gaining appetite as we place in stomachs, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I think I can do a little bit better. I'm nearly there. Um, Again, it's a shame that I have to hollow it out, but I gotta do what I gotta do to make it look, or to make it, how I want. 2, 3, 4, 5, and boom, boom, boom. That's not great. Boom, boom. So delete that, and then come in here with these colors. I really like the coloring. The coloring it's a much needed thing. And then boom, boom. Cool, cool, cool. We're gonna grab this because I don't really like how much the light colors are right now. Cool. Yep. And there's more lighter colors as you get further up, but I want to have darker colors in the back. Okay, so we have 19 appetite. Let's do another boom, 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 boom. And then we do stomach, 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 stomach. And we can maybe remove this. Actually, no, we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep going before we start removing things around. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. Do that, do that, do that, do that, do that, do that. And if we have leftover appetite from this, we will be adding more shells to get more HP. I do realize I've dropped well over 100 HP, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Gotta do what you gotta do. Paint this in. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. Okay, and then we do more stomachs. Boom, 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 and boom, 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 boom. Oh, one thing I do want to mention is that I will be continuing the Kingdoms and Castles series thing I got going. Uh, 'Cause I haven't been posting about it lately, but I just wanted to say that I will be continuing it. So do not fret. What if I remove one of those? Yeah, okay. Remove one of those, place in that, then place in muscle up there. How much? I have 49 torque, and holy cow! What happened to that? Whoa, what? Yo, what? I didn't. Wow, I got a lot of spare speed. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. Okay, we got some things to mess around with. We'll be removing that, and we'll be removing that, and then we'll be placing in fins, like a so, like a so. Paint that, paint that. Everything's painted. Everything's looking good. Wow, I am going to be a speed demon as this thing. I feel like we can get rid of some of this and exchange it for HP. I sounded like an Aussie there. H, H, you know? Don't they say H? Or is that Britain? I don't know. That's the same dialect. We all come from basically the same dialect, I guess. Right. We have a great amount of speed, so we will be placing in all of the thingamabobs. We'll be placing in shell blocks because of how much speed we have. And appetite, apparently. Okay, that works. But now that we have all this appetite, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I could place in more, because I am noticing that my speed is dropping now from the shells. Paint. Paint. Yep, and then we need a better color here. Boom, boom, boom. Sprinkle that in. You know, like Bob Ross would want it. Bob Ross would love it. Cool, 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 cool. Wow. We have quite the amount of speed, huh? And we have a lot of blocks now. Wait a second. I could fill things in here. Let's see. Let's place that there. 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 Looking good. I have 10 blocks I can use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then swim speed is down, so we remove some of the shell. I do want at least 2100 HP, so let's quickly paint the shells. Paint, paint, paint. Paint, 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 paint. Everything's painted. Good, 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 good. So we have poor swim speed now, which we can fix with tails. We can place in 4 tails. And then we gotta balance out the metabolism again. Hooray! Since we can place in... I did not mean to do that. I wish there was an undo button. There might be an undo button. I'm just not aware of it. Place in that. Place in that. Place in that. I don't want him feeling sluggish. I will have to do a little bit of testing beforehand. Alright, we'll delete that, and then place in the shell here, paint that. Then we will place in a, test in here, and then test in there. Great, now we have more appetite than usual. So we're gonna just delete that and place in 2 shells. And then we're gonna paint those shells, and then we're going to come back here because we have more appetite now. This block limit is not enough, apparently. We could shorten the back end of the worm. Who am I kidding? Isn't this the same amount of blocks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, somehow I gained a block from that. I don't know how I gained a block. Don't expect me to explain how I gained a block from that, but I gained a block, and so I can place in 1 more swimmy boy. 1 more tail hidden away somewhere in here. Cool. Right. We gotta paint these as well so they don't stand out. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And that is the build, minus 4.5. We could do with another shell somewhere. And then another here maybe? And that is the build. Cool. That's all I wanted to do. I am so sorry. I am probably incredibly boring right now, but let's get to it. And if you've made it this far, I completely lost track of time, and we're at 20 minutes, so yeah. Cool. It still feels like it can move freely. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was a slow, boring episode with monotone dialogue that will definitely put you to sleep. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a blessed day and take care.